Sorry about that. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Alright. I got you guys situated. Theoretically, anyways. Oops. Damn it. Hold on. So there's that. See, I'm going to put you guys on Velcro. Maybe that'll work. Maybe not. It should work. Hopefully it's not too top heavy. There we go. Alright, now with any luck, that'll hold, at least for now. Okay. There we go. That should work. Okay. Put the seatbelt back on. Alright. I'm going to take you guys down towards the junior high. Sorry for the stop in the middle there. Maybe I'll just go back through that way so it's all one video. Alright, so the junior high is off to my right here, and I'm going to pull into the little parking space so you guys can see the field. See it? Alright. We're backing up now. Back on the street. Oh my god, my dog farted, and I think I'm going to die. Holy cow, dog. Our water park is off to the left here. I'm going to make a quick left so that you guys can see it. Alright, there's the water park briefly. Pull into the water park parking lot, make a quick U-E, and move on. So, it's not very big, but it only costs $3 or $5 to get in, so it's worth it. So, make a left and get the hell out of here again. Riding their bike across the street. So that's what's cool about Moscow is we haven't had like a true blue kidnapping in such a long time. Parents think it's absolutely okay to let their kid ride their bike down the street to the park or go on a bike ride to to the middle of town and have a cup of coffee at Sister's Brew or One World or whatever. It's actually pretty nice here. It's very quiet. So, on the right is the skate park, which you can't really see through the camera lens, but I'm not going to turn and have you look at it because it's just a skate park. And then there's the big soccer field to the right as well. And the street that I'm on now is Mountain View. This video because Nelson had never been up here, my stepdad, and I'm sure he wants to see what it looks like. I mean, you can kind of get a feel for the town based on the video. I have 80 minutes worth of recording that I can do on here. I'll probably only use a half an hour and drive through the entire town. So, we just passed one of the larger churches back on my right. There's another small church up here on the left. This street is going to take us all the way down to the dollar store, but I'm not, dollar store and Safeway in the mix, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a left on Jacob Street or Jeremy Street. I'm not sure which one this is. And I'm going to take you guys through the clock tower houses, and kind of give you guys an idea that not all the houses up here are, you know, built in the 70s or even late, you know, early 1900s. It's there's actually quite a large development going on up here. These are the Shelby houses. They're up on Shelby Lane. Ow! Dog just fell into me. As you can tell, they're kind of all new houses. It's a little bit hard to see because of the camera angle, but I'm trying to kind of show you guys what it's like up here. As you can tell, they're new houses. Some of them were just being built as early as this last summer when I was out here doing the census work. And this house comes down, or this street comes down to an overlook of the west side of, what's in here? East side of Moscow. And it's got a pretty good view, I suppose. If I turn around this way, you guys can see the other development that went up a couple years ago, way out there. I'll see if I can zoom in. A little bit blurry because my car is vibrating, so the super zoom vibrates. But they're there, I promise. I'm sure people are looking at me funny right about now. These houses up here are all custom built houses. The contractor lives on the Shelby, the very first part of Shelby that we just came up, and he's got one of the probably the most unique houses. There's still a couple lots out here for sale, but no one's really taken them. Alright, we're back onto Shelby. Looking for videos that no one has done a video of a Moscow drive-through, so I'm kind of glad I'm doing that. Alright, up here to the right is the clock tower houses I showed Mom. Shush. These are I'm going to drive into Tiempo Commons so that you guys can kind of see them. They're odd little houses. They're basically big rectangles. They're funky looking though. Alright, so these ones are Tiempo Commons, and they're funky, and they're still being built and all that stuff, but they're cute. They're probably maybe 2 or 3 bedroom houses. I'm not quite sure. Again, they're all built to order. Some of them, most of them are 2-story, although there's a couple in here that are not. They're all 1-story. Oopsie, I went the wrong way. I thought I could go out this way. I lied. My bad. Most of the Tiempo Commons houses are also 2-tone houses. So you have like orange and green, or beige and red. They're very odd looking, but they look comfortable. I've actually seen the inside of them. They're pretty nice. And again, I went too far. Can't get out this way either. Okay. Used to be able to. They blocked it off. The streets across the house are also pretty new. I think those are also built to order. They're quite a bit larger, if you can see from that house that I'm just sitting on right now. That's probably like a 6-bedroom house. They're so large. They go back quite a ways too. I took Mom through the cutest little town, or the cutest little set of houses. They're called Green Acres. And when I showed Mom, she said, "Oh, Nelson's gonna love that one because it says Green Acres on it." So, make a left onto Bristol, and we come up to Green Acres. There's the Green Acres sign. So now we're going to drive through Green Acres. And it really does have like that little town feel. And all of these houses are 2-story. Some of them are 3-story because they'll have the garage underneath. But the ones that face the courtyard that's got the playground and the grass, the open field in it, they're 2-story. The ones that back up to the hill are all 3-story because they have the garage at the bottom of them, as you can see by that red house right there. The garages are really only 1-car garages. They're very small. And as you can see, they're still doing construction. In fact, there's still some guys out here working today. There's some kids off to the right-hand side sledding. Why do you keep barking, dog? My dog keeps farting, and I think she's trying to kill me because it freaking stinks. Alright, so that's the Green Acres. I am going to pull over and take the dogs out onto the field real quick so that they can poop, because clearly one of them has to. I'm going to keep the thing rolling because if I don't, I can't go back and add on to it. So I apologize. You guys can skip forward through this. It should only take me a couple minutes. The signs do say no trespassing, but I don't give a crap. Come on, guys. Sorry about that. That took a little longer than expected. Although I suppose I should have known better, considering the fact that it always takes forever. We're going to get back out on the road. To the right where all the buses are, that's obviously like the bus holding area for the high schools and whatnot. Either last year or the year before, there was an elk that had gotten stuck in the pen, and so everyone was told to stay in class or stay on their premises until the buses could get out. It was an interesting little problem, but, you know. To the left are apartments. To the right is family housing. We're coming up to Les Schwab on we're on White Street. We're coming up to Mountain View, which is where I said if you stay on this road, you'll get to Safeway and whatnot. Safeway and the dollar store. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go right past Safeway. That's the car that my mother-in-law has. She has a Camaro. A really loud stick shift Camaro. Which is kind of funny because she seems like such a delicate woman. You know, like, touch her wrong, she'll break. Just past the sheriff. Alright, so to the left is Safeway. To the right is the fairgrounds where they hold the carnival every September, and the rodeo. No, they don't have a. Do they have the rodeo here? No, they have the rodeo in Lewiston and over in Colfax, which is over in Washington. There's also a Wells Fargo, a Taco Bell, the movie theater, and USA or U.S. Bank here. To the left is Bench's Hardware. To the right is a bunch of houses that are crappy and falling down slowly but surely. There's a little strip mall to the left, there's a McDonald's to the left, and then there is my favorite gas station, Tesoro. Why is it my favorite, you ask, out of all the other ones here? Because they sell Slurpees. They sell pina colada flavored Slurpees. Yum, yum, yummy. Alright, so I'm going to make a right onto the Troy Highway or State Route 8. Go back into town, because we're kind of on the east side, outskirts of town almost. I was right next to the cemetery, basically. So you have an animal clinic down here, although I haven't really heard a whole lot of good things about it. I wouldn't recommend it. Some apartments on your right, some small little businesses on your left. There's like an auto repair shop and a coffee shop. Some apartments on your right. Pets are people too. They sell really good stuff, but they're really expensive. And then there's Napa Auto Parts, there's a car wash, Jiffy Lube. This little white building here to the right, you can kind of see out of the right-hand corner with the orange stripe, that's CD's Smoke Pit. They are amazing. Their food is so good, but they're kind of expensive, but they're still really good. People that live in the place that I live in now on Van Buren, they actually own that place. Alright, so this is, I'm in the right-hand only lane. However, if I had made a left, I would have headed down towards Lewiston. On the left here, the big building that you can see on the left-hand side of the screen is Gritman Medical Center. I'm now on the one-way street known as Washington. This is basically a business street. There's really not a lot of houses on Washington itself. It's basically all just businesses. So you got Gritman and medical offices and law offices, psychiatric offices, things like that. The co-op is also on this street. You have Sterling Bank, my favorite Chinese restaurant to the right. It's basically just, you know, a bunch of mishmash of stuff. The police house is also on this side, and then to the right is the post office. The left is the police department. If I go straight, I head towards my house. To the right, the big building that you really can't see, especially since there's going to be a truck moving in the way there, but off to the right of the screen, it's a big 3-story building. It probably has a basement, I don't know. It's a big 3-story building, and that's the City Hall. and it's pretty cool. And if I were to make a right down there, that's 3rd Street. That takes you to the high school, the old high school, 1912 building, and the new high school right across the street. It also takes you to the church built in 1913 or 1903. I can't remember. I think it's the church that's built first. So I'm going to make a left onto 3rd Street, which takes me down into the main. To the right is Sisters Brew and some real estate offices. To the left, which you can't see because it's off camera, is Champions Bar. Champions Bar is pretty cool. It's a brand new sports bar that just went in. I don't really have any hookups there, but if I put the word out when you move up here, I can probably get you a job there. It's huge, 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 huge. Alright, this is our downtown. All the trees are typically lit up with white Christmas lights, but it's daytime, so you don't really see them. There's a lot of restaurants down here. You got La Casa Lopez, Old Peking Restaurant, West of Paris, Mike's is down here. You have the Kenworthy, which is our discount theater, the Book People, Natural Abode, Bike Store, Tie-Dye Everything, Pawn Shop, Wheatberries, which is a great bake shop, and then One World, which always looks like it's closed, but it's open. And then there's a movie store down here as well. To the right there, to the right of the camera is the Firehouse and Moscow Medical, which is where my doctor is. And then down onto the left is Gritman. So we're just on the other side of Gritman, facing down towards Lewiston, whereas before, when we passed Gritman on the left, we were facing up towards Coeur d'Alene. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a right here, and I'm going to kind of drive you down through the university, since the university is closed right now. Oh, I suppose I can make a right on red, can't I? That's what happens when I'm busy paying too much attention to how where stuff is. To the right is a really old, crappy-ass motel. It's called the Royal Motor Inn. It's pretty stupid. Pretty old, pretty dilapidated. There's an old building to the left that's falling down. This red building to the right is the Coeur d'Alene Brewing Company. You can actually buy a mug, bring it in there, and they'll hold it for you. So anytime you're in there, that you can just pour beer in that cup. Also to the right is Gambino's, which is a great new Italian restaurant. We have taco time and whatnot. So this is 6th Street that I'm on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and drive around campus as much as possible so you can kind of see what my campus looks like. We're now entering campus. To the left are sorority houses, because that's sorority row. And I'll drive down there so that you can kind of see what our houses look like on campus. They're pretty cool looking. Then to the left is a lot of the engineering buildings, I believe. To the right is the steam plant, which has been here since like the beginning of Moscow. To the right is the TLC building. They are brand new dorms. To the left is the natural science building. And I don't know what that building is. To the right are more dorms and whatnot. Alright, so this is basically kind of like the end of campus. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go straight and I'm going to show you where the Kiwi Dome is. The rest is basically on the right here. It's all just dorms. We have a very, very large dorm. In fact, this dorm right here, the big brick dorm to the right of the camera, it's a U shape. It was actually built by a gentleman who used to build prisons. And that place is known for people kind of going crazy. All the way down at the end of the street is one of the farms that UI has. To the right were the greenhouses and whatnot for the natural sciences. Alright, now that we've turned up on Kiwi Dome Lane, or whatever it's called, to the right is the Hartung Theater, which is one of the older theaters on campus. it can only hold maybe 150 people. It's actually a very small theater, and they do a lot of productions there, but not many that the public really like to go to. Alright, so now I'm coming up on the Kiwi Dome. We have two very large water towers. The silver one up here on the left was just built this last summer. Alright, now I'm going to pull in and face the Kiwi Dome. There's the new water tower. And this is the front of the Kiwi Dome. I know it looks like a big warehouse, but I swear to you, inside it's pretty cool. Inside it's got a running track. It's got fold down greenery for football, and then you can pull it up for the Jazz Fest, which is where the Jazz Fest is going to be there next week. And then there is basketball, football, Jazz Fest, and any other thing that kind of goes on pretty much goes in there. So it's got the big running track around the top, which if you go around it like 4 times, it's like a mile and a quarter or something like that. And there's a workout room in there, and there's one other thing, and I can't think of what they are. They're like the handball cages. I don't remember what they're called. Alright, so we're going to go back down into campus. Those are the dorms on the left. What I was saying, the guy built it from the guy who builds prisons or whatever. And then I'm going to make a right of Rayburn. I don't remember. I think that's also an engineering place. Oh, it's the College of Agriculture. To the right is the law building. I don't know if you can see it, but we're also at the front of the Kiwi Dome. To the left is the library. And Memorial Gym. There's also an outside football field just to the right here, which is where the Kiwi Dome is. I know this kind of looks like I'm going out of my way. Like, our campus is actually pretty big. It's not quite as big as Washington State, thank God. Because Washington State is huge. I'd get lost like every day. But to the front of us is the brand new Vandal Water Tower, and the golf course is here on campus, and so is the country, or the golf club, which is the building up here to the right. I don't know if you can see just the top of it or not. Alright, now we're going to come down on what would be considered like Greek Row, I suppose. The president lives up here to the left. He's got this like huge house that he gets to live in because he's the president or whatever. He doesn't even have to pay for it. But the rest of the street is all basically fraternity houses. And these are mostly more modern buildings. They were pretty much all built in the 70s and 80s. And they're all here to the right. You got your Alpha, Gamma, Delta, or Sigma, Alpha, Kappa, Alpha. There's an Office of Development up here, and then there's the farmhouse. And the farmhouse sounds like it would be an agriculture building, but it's not. In front of us is the Counseling and Testing Center. It used to be known as Secondary Education Building. It's now the Forney Hall. Not Fornication Hall, Forney Hall. I'll take you up here. Up here is where the admin building is. But you've got to the left, or to the right you have tennis courts. To the left you have Reidenbau Hall and the Nichols building. And then straight ahead is our admin building, or our administration building. It was the actual very first building that was ever built on college grounds. As you can see, it's really kind of old, but it's surrounded by a park, by a big park with lots and lots and lots of trees in it. Pretty much you're only seeing like a small portion of it. I'm going to see if I can't move this, trying to let you see up. Up there is a huge bell tower, and it rings every hour on the hour to let everybody know what it is. There's actually 2 of those bell towers on campus, and they ring funky because one of them one of them will start and then the next one will chime in, so it'll be like bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. It's kind of funny. Alright, so there's only one way in and one way out, so I'm heading out from the admin building. Alright, I'm gonna make a left. I have no idea what that building is ahead of us. I think it's apartments though. It might be part of family housing on campus, I'm not sure. That building there to the right is the music hall. That's the Lionel Hampton Music Hall. And then there's another Greek house there on the left. In fact, most of these on the left here are all Greek houses. Down this way, you go to the beginning of, or the opening of the original college, and some more apartments. That's a Greek house there to the right. I'm basically down in Greek housing at this point, and some apartments. So I'm going to head up towards the very top of campus. So it's a Greek house on the left. There's 2 Greek houses on the Greek house on the right, other Greek houses on the left. Greek house on the right, and then the psychology department's on the right here, and then up at the very top is the life science building there. Student health to the right. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to head down into sorority housing. There are a couple of fraternity houses down here, but not very many. Most of them are sorority houses. To the right is a sorority house. The one there on the corner to the right of me is a sorority house. I'm going to drive you down Sorority Row. You got your Delta Gamma, and your Delta 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 down here at the very bottom. Gamma Phi Beta. Gamma Alpha Theta. Yeah, Elmwood apartments here on the left are kind of out of place, but they're there. Theta Chi. You got your Tri Delta on the left, and your Alpha Phi on your right. And that's pretty much the end of Sorority Row. We don't really have a whole lot down here. What are you doing? Are you backing up? I can't figure it out. Oh, yes you are. Okay. So I'm going to make a left and head up towards the west side of town. That there across the way is a K through 3rd grade school. It works in conjunction with the UI. Hopefully this looks a little bit familiar to you guys. I already drove down this street. This is when we were heading to the Kibby Dome. To the right is the steam plant. Driven you through like 80% of town. Have the dorms on the right here. Building built by the guy who makes prisons. To the left, I would go to the Kibby Dome. Right, these are all the greenhouses and the College of Natural Resources and Agriculture. Oh, Environmental Health and Safety. Sorry, my bad. left is Martin Laboratory. Straight up ahead of me, however, is the agriculture. We actually have cows that have mirrors on their sides. We have cows with mirrors, and that's basically so that you can watch the inside of the cow and kind of learn about how the cow works. It doesn't hurt the cow. They're not uncomfortable. They're not awkward or anything like that. But we do farm a lot of our stuff here on campus, which is pretty cool. To the right is the Best Western. To the left is the mall. And I think I'm actually going to go right and head back into town. So to the left is the mall. You've got Winco, Michaels, Joann, Macy's, Ross, Bed Bath & Beyond, Old Navy, Smoky Mountain Pizza, Wingers, Sangria, Big Five, Office Depot. We do have a Staples and an Office Depot less than a quarter mile from each other, which is really kind of stupid. And a Hastings, which is our music bookstore type thing. There's a lot of stores here. So I'm heading back down into town. This is the main highway. This is the Pullman-Moscow highway. Had I made a left, I could have gone all the way into Pullman, but I chose to make a right and go back into town. You've got Baskin-Robbins, Zips, 2 thrift shops on this road. Tri-State, which is a clothing, sportswear, Ace Hardware store. We have a motel here. We actually have a couple motels. An Arby's, another Tesoro up here. A Wendy's. And this is all just on the left-hand side. The only on the right-hand side is the college. Fly Shotguns and Ammo. Inland Cellular, which is a new building out here. And a new spa shop, so you can get your hair and nails done. Howard Hughes, which is our appliances. It's probably one of the best places to go. There's a liquor store here. Time Warner. There's 2 pawn shops in town. One of them is on this road, and the other one is on the main road. Jack in the Box. We have another little strip mall here. There's a furniture center there on the left. I don't know if they really do a whole lot of business out of there, but they haven't had to lay off anybody as far as I know, so I assume so. On the right is Ambassador Auto Service, which is where Monica bought her car. To the left is Papa Murphy's. There's a chiropractic clinic here. There's an auto parts store, Pizza Perfection, used car lot, Sudsies, which is a great place to get your laundry done because they have free Wi-Fi. Remax and photography shop. We do have a Subway in town as well as a Quiznos. The Quiznos is in the mall. The Subway's right here. Red Bento, blah blah blah. Alright, I'm coming up to Jackson Street, which is a one-way going down towards Lewiston, whereas Washington was a one-way going up towards Coeur d'Alene. So, I see people all the time try to make lefts or rights onto these streets, and then realize kind of at the last minute that they can't. It's kind of funny. Wells Fargo's on my left, and a U.S. Bank is on my right. As well as the Sterling Savings Bank. On Main Street, and I'm going to go up the opposite direction. I originally took you down Main Street, down towards Gritman. I'm now going left up Main Street, towards home. Because I still got to go by that house that Mom likes, which I did on another video, but then I accidentally paused it, and I can't add to the video. My camera's kind of funky. Alright, so you got Sisters Brew on your right. There's a lot of restaurants down here that you can really choose from. The Red Door, Bushers, which is a great little coffee shop. They're actually really good. We have the Wine Shop and Mingles, which I could probably get you a job at Mingles, Nelson. And then CJ's up here to the right, which I'm pretty sure I can get you a job there. Either as a bouncer, because there's really not any fights there, or as a bartender. There's also the Corner Club, but the Corner Club is a little bit crowded, and of course the Moose Lodge. Alright, so now I'm going to head right back up into where I live pretty much. I'm going to go back by that house that Mom likes. So we've got the gas station, which is only a couple blocks from my house, Walgreens to my right, and Rosar's to my left. Rosar's is like the equivalent of Rayleigh's. Yeah, Rayleigh's. Up this street, you head to Coeur d'Alene, and there's also a Moscow Building Supply. To the left is PAWS, which is the Police Animal Wellness and Surgery Center, which is where I generally take my dogs. I'm now on E Street, and I actually live on a block between D Street and E Street, so oh, Tyler's calling me. Hello. Oh, okay, are you home? Oh, you are home, I just passed. I'll be home in about 2 minutes. Alright, bye. Okay, so I'm heading down the North Polk extension, heading up towards where the house that Mom really likes is. And I'm going to make a right on Public Avenue. And then make a right on F Street. Right into the F Street Court, which this is where Mom's house is that she really likes. There's the house right there, background. Now, it's supposed to have all of this plowed because of the housing association, but I wouldn't count on it because it wasn't plowed that time. Alright, I'm going to make a left back onto F Street. Now I'm heading home, which I literally live about 2 minutes from where Mom's house, where the house that Mom's. Let me say this again. I literally live about 2 minutes away from the house that Mom likes. I found it by accident while I was working on the census. I was looking for houses up here that I needed to go and collect data from, and I accidentally came across that house, and I was like, oh, hey, look. Alright, so now I'm going to make a left back onto the North Polk extension. If I go right, I go to Clark House, which is where me and Monica used to work. All the houses up here to my left are all just condos. They're actually kind of trailer trashy. They look nice, but trust me, driving down this street, I kind of know who lives there. So, on the upside, they do allow animals. Alright, and I made a right onto East Street, and now I'm going to make a left onto Van Buren so that I can go home. My street happens to be a dirt road. I'm not happy about it. And there's Tyler's car there to the right. Now I'm back at my house. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the 45-minute tour, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye!